Once there was a merchant who had everything, ships heavy with treasure, a fine house, and a small son named Heinel, barely old enough to run. Then disaster struck. Both ships were lost at sea, and in a single day the merchant became poor. All he had left was a small patch of land where he walked each evening, trying to ease his troubled thoughts. One night, while wandering in sorrow, a strange little black dwarf appeared and asked why he was so sad. The merchant told him of his ruin. The dwarf laughed softly and said, "Promise me that in 12 years you will bring me whatever meets you first on your way home, and I will make you rich again." Thinking it would be his dog or cat, the merchant agreed and signed the bond. But when he returned home, the first thing to greet him was little Heinel, laughing and clinging to his legs. The merchant froze in horror. Still, when gold later appeared in his attic, he buried his fear and grew richer than ever. Years passed. As the 12-year mark approached, guilt consumed the merchant. At last he confessed everything to Heinel, but the boy was calm. "Father," he said, "do not worry. I shall be more than a match for him." On the appointed day, they met the dwarf. Heinel drew a magic circle around himself and his father. The dwarf could not cross it. Clever words followed, and in the end, a bargain was struck. Heinel would be set adrift alone in a boat to fate and fortune. The merchant pushed the boat away. A wave struck it, and believing his son dead, he wept bitterly. But unseen, a good fairy guarded the boy, guiding him safely across the sea. The boat landed in a strange land, before a silent, enchanted castle. Inside, Heinel found a white snake who revealed herself to be an enchanted princess. She told him that only he could save her, but the cost would be terrible suffering. For 3 nights, dark-armored men would come to torment him. He must endure everything without speaking a word. On the 3rd night, he would be killed, but restored to life. Heinel agreed. The nights came. He was beaten, whipped, tortured, yet he stayed silent. On the 3rd night, his head was struck off. At midnight, the spell broke. The princess returned, washed him with the water of life, and revived him. The castle burst into joy. Heinel married the princess and became king of the Golden Mountain. They lived happily and had a son. After 8 years, Heinel longed to see his father. Though the queen warned him, she gave him a wishing ring, making him promise never to use it to summon her. Disguised as a shepherd, Heinel reached his father's town, but his parents did not recognize him until he showed a birthmark. Even then, they doubted his royal tale. Angered, he broke his promise and summoned his queen and child. She came, but sorrow followed. Quietly, she planned punishment. One day, while walking with him, the queen waited until Heinel slept. She stole the ring and vanished with their son. Alone and powerless, Heinel wandered the world. On a hill, he met 3 giants dividing magical treasures: a sword that beheaded enemies, a cloak of invisibility and disguise, and boots that carried one anywhere. Using wit, Heinel took them all and wished himself home. There, he learned his queen was about to marry another. Invisible, he entered the hall, stealing food and drink from her plate until fear and remorse drove her to tears. Then he revealed himself. The nobles mocked him. He answered with steel. "Heads off!" he cried, and with that the traitors fell. Justice was restored. Heinel reclaimed his throne, wiser, stronger, and king once more of the Golden Mountain.